and the vintage is 2016. It comes from Giba winery. That is a little winery that is in the province of Cagliari in the southwest of Sardinia. The place is very close to the sea. And the interesting thing is that they have 20 hectares of ungrafted vines, are alberello, little trees, planted near the sea in a sandy soil. In that type of soil, phylloxera cannot attack the roots of the vines. So these vines are very special because are ungrafted and they grow very old and produce low yields of very special grapes. The age of these vines goes from 40 to 110 years. So there are some vines that are very, very precious in this land. And they are of Carignano, that is a grape very diffuse in the world, but with very different results from the enological point of view. And this area, to me, has a very, very special Carignano. After harvesting, the grapes undergo 20 days of fermentation with maceration and age 12 months in barrique and tonneau French oak. And after stay at least 6 months in bottle. But let's go to the wine now. It has a very nice dark ruby red, deep, lively. It's consistent. It has 14.5 degrees of alcohol. The nose is very special. It's very elegant, an elegant bouquet, an explosion of ripe red and blackberries, in particular Morillo cherry, cherry in alcohol, blueberry, raspberry, but also blood orange. And this fruit is mixed with the floral scents, rose petals, and also sweet spices. You recognize cinnamon, star anise, also licorice, and a little bit of cocoa powder. But there is also a refreshing area of Mediterranean herbs like myrtle and wild mint that creates a sort of special balsamic atmosphere. The wine is full-bodied, shows a great clove, is deep, is velvety, is well supported by adequate acidity and by beautiful tannins. They are smooth and sweet. The wine has also in the finish a very nice sapidity that reminds the soil, the special soil, the sand, the sea, and is very, very persistent and refreshing with this aroma of red and black fruit. It's a very special wine with much personality that could be paired with many food. I would suggest pasta with meat sauce. We have in our region orecchiette, cavatelli that are homemade pasta, or poultry, or also in the tradition of Sardinia, baked lamb or baked kid or feeder game or roast pig, but also fish, bluefin tuna, redfish ragu. I suggest swordfish or mullets with tomato sauce. And for vegetarian people, eggplant meatballs in tomato sauce, or also aged cheese. In Sardinia, pecorino sardo, or pecorino romano, or pecorino di Pienza. There are many very nice pecorino in Italy.
And
comments?
yes, and also we can also taste, if you want another pecorino, the pecorino that we tasted during the last session.
Yes.
Don't forget that pecorino.
Pecorino d'Abruzzo.
Yes, pecorino d'Abruzzo, of course.
Pecorino di Filiano. It is in Abruzzo, near the place where pecorino, white pecorino is produced.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
Go, please.
Sardinia is somehow renowned for the strong connection with the tradition. Sardinia people are very proud of their tradition. Giuseppe, do you think that this wine maintains some characters, some characteristic of this land? What is the predominant characteristic of this wine that reminds to you Sardinia?
I would say, Domenico, that this wine is a little bit sauvage. Is not the soul of the middle Sardinia, but the coast of Sardinia. Is the wine of the sea. No, Cannonau, that is most renowned, is the wine of the shepherds of the internal part of Sardinia, and also of mountains and hills. Carignano is the wine of the sea, of the sand, of the coast, of the special coast that you find in the southwest of this isle. It's not very easy to cultivate this grape, and the splendid results are the fruit of a special mix that is sun, wind, sand, and very old vines.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you, Giuseppe, for the interesting food pairing, also with the fish, that is quite uncommon with a red wine. And you mentioned Cannonau, and my question is, people, especially abroad, see Cannonau as the most important vine variety in Sardinia, and maybe they know just Cannonau. My question is, which are the main differences in features between Carignano del Sulcis and Cannonau? What people have to expect?
Thank you very much for this nice question. I think Cannonau is more velvety, more warm in the taste. The nose shows mainly fruit, and the mouth is very smooth, and tannins are sweet. I think Carignano has more contrast, is more rival, more sauvage, as this Mediterranean soul, and the herbs and the balsamic you feel in the nose and in the mouth is completely different from Cannonau.
Okay, but do we have to expect the same age of evolution? I mean, Carignano del Sulcis can evolve many years as well?
I think Carignano del Sulcis may evolve more than Cannonau, because the problem of Cannonau may be oxidation and the loss of acidity. Carignano has a more perfect balance, a tannin that has more energy and has more acidity. So I think Carignano is most suitable for aging than Cannonau. I prefer Cannonau first, and Carignano for many years.
Okay, thank you.
What do you think of the choice of pre-wine to propose this wine to the pre-winers instead of the Cannonau? Because, as you know, our philosophy is to try to propose something that need to be discovered somehow.
I think this is a very nice idea, because Carignano del Sulcis is a wine to discover. Cannonau is more obvious, but the discovery of Carignano was due to Giacomo Takis in the 80s. Giacomo Takis has been one of the most famous Italian enologists, and he was the father of Sassicaia, very famous Italian wines. He came from Piedmont and worked in Tuscany, but afterwards he became fond of Italian isles, especially Sicily and Sardinia. And in Sardinia, he discovered the fascinating appeal of Carignano that was almost unknown in Sardinia at that time, in the 80s. And in general, Carignano is not a so fascinating grape alone. If you go in Spain or in the south of France, you see that Carignano, that is named in Spain Carignana, and in the south of France Carignan, is used for blends with other grapes. In Spain, in Rioja, in Oriental Rioja, it is matched with Grenache Noir, that is the same of Cannonau, and also with the Tempranillo and Graciano. But alone is not a great grape, because it gives color, tannins, structure, but it's quite rustic. You need a special climate, a special land, a special soil, and especially an old age of the vines to produce a great Carignano 100%.
Oh, wow.
Because this is one Carignano 100%.
Okay. Clear.